All right, assume that 40% of registered voters in Carson City are Republicans. Read the following questions carefully and give the most appropriate answers. Percentage of voters that's registered Republicans is 25% higher in Freetown than in Carson City. What is the percentage of registered voters in Freetown that are Republicans? And so the we're told that the registered Republicans in Carson City is 40%, and then the Republicans Freetown is 25% higher. So we're interpreting this 25% to be a relative difference. So that's a relative difference. We're assuming that to be a relative difference, okay? And that the wording's a little tricky here. And as I said, sometimes they use those percents and we don't know exactly, are we talking about relative or absolute? So we interpret it as relative difference. And so what we want to do is we want to find what is 25% of 40. So relative, we want to do convert that to a decimal. 25% of means multiply of 40 to find out what that actually is as a percent. And that would be 0.10 or 10%. So it'd be a 10%. It's really truly a 10% increase in absolute. Increase. So in Freetown. So Freetown would have 40 plus 10. So they would have 50%. Okay, Republicans. Okay, so now that's a little confusing because and the thing is, they could have meant to. You have to be careful how you word these things if you're on that side of things. Percentage of voters registered Republicans 25 percentage points higher. So do you see how this one's relative, 25% higher than in Carson City? This one's just 25% points higher. This is an absolute. So this one's relative. This time the 25% is absolute. It's the absolute. So this is very simple. On this one, what you're going to do is all you got to do is simply just do 40 plus 25 to be 65% Republicans. So, but I've seen people say that thinking it's an absolute difference, but you have to be careful how you word that, okay? But this is word, they mean it as an absolute difference, but this really is kind of sending off a relative difference because you're talking about the percentage of. So it's tricky.